listening to the Holy Bible 1-Year Challenge with Master Storyteller Michael Wood, featuring the easy-to-read version and used by permission from Bible League International. Enjoy the show!
Hello everyone, welcome to day 133. We're continuing in the book of Judges, and we will see the rest of the story of the mighty Samson. And there's quite a bit of drama that happens. You could see why. They made many movies and TV shows after it. But of course, the story of God's people does not end there. We will also meet Micah in chapter 17. And he's got a whole house full of gods. And we are also continuing in the book of John. And we see numerous attempts to arrest Jesus, but they all fail so far. And the Pharisees take a strong stance against the teachings of Jesus. But we truly see ultimate justice being played out when the Pharisees bring to Jesus a wife accused of adultery, and then they ask him what they should do with her. If you enjoy the show, visit me at patreon.com/storymaster. You'll find the link in the description box below. By contributing as little as $1 per month, you will enable me to continue this ministry, and you'll get cool rewards too. Together, we're going to get through the Bible in 1 year. Let's get started. Judges chapter 16. Samson goes to the city of Gaza. One day, Samson went to the city of Gaza. He saw a prostitute there and went in to stay the night with her. Someone told the people of Gaza, "Samson has come here." They wanted to kill him, so they surrounded the city. They hid near the city gate and waited all night for him. They were very quiet all night long. They had said to each other, "When morning comes, we will kill Samson." But Samson only stayed with the prostitute until midnight. Then he got up and grabbed the doors of the city gate and pulled them loose from the wall. He pulled down the doors, the 2 posts, and the bars that locked the doors shut. He put them on his shoulders and carried them to the top of the hill near the city of Hebron. Samson and Delilah. Later, Samson fell in love with a woman named Delilah, who was from Sorek Valley. The rulers of the Philistines went to Delilah and said, "We want to know what makes Samson so strong. Try to trick him into telling you his secret. Then we will know how to capture him and take control of him. If you do this, each one of us will give you 1,100 pieces of silver." So Delilah said to Samson,
"Tell me, why are you so strong? How could someone tie you up and make you helpless?"
Samson answered,
"Someone would have to tie me up with 7 new bowstrings. If someone did that, I would become as weak as any other man."
Then the rulers of the Philistines brought 7 new bowstrings to Delilah, and she tied Samson with them. Some men were hiding in the next room. Delilah said to Samson,
"Samson, the Philistine men are going to capture you."
But Samson easily broke the bowstrings. They snapped like a string when it comes too close to a flame. So the Philistines did not find out the secret of Samson's strength. Then Delilah said to Samson,
"You lied to me. You made me look foolish. Please tell me the truth. How could someone tie you up?"
Samson said,
"Someone would have to tie me up with new ropes. They would have to tie me with ropes that have not been used before. If someone did that, I would become as weak as any other man."
So Delilah took some new ropes and tied Samson. Some men were hiding in the next room. Then Delilah called out to him,
"Samson, the Philistine men are going to capture you."
but he broke the ropes easily as if they were threads. Then Delilah said to Samson,
"You lied to me again. You made me look foolish. Now, tell me how someone could tie you up."
Samson said.
If you weave the 7 braids of my hair into the cloth on a loom and tighten it with a pin, I will become as weak as any other man.
Later, Samson went to sleep. So Delilah wove his 7 braids of hair into the cloth on a loom and tightened it with a pin. Then she called out to him,
Samson, the Philistine men are going to capture you.
Samson woke up, pulled the pin loose, and then pulled his hair free from the cloth on the loom. Then Delilah said to Samson,
How can you say, I love you, when you don't even trust me? You refuse to tell me your secret. This is the 3rd time you've made me look foolish. You haven't told me the secret of your great strength.
She kept bothering Samson day after day. He got so tired of her asking him about his secret that he felt as if he was going to die. Finally, Samson told Delilah everything.
I've never had my hair cut. I was dedicated to God before I was born. If someone shaved my head, I would lose my strength. I would become as weak as any other man.
Delilah saw that Samson had told her his secret. She sent a message to the rulers of the Philistines. She said,
Come back again. Samson has told me everything.
So the rulers of the Philistines came back and brought the money that they had promised to give her. Delilah got Samson to go to sleep with his head lying in her lap. Then she called in a man to shave off the 7 braids of Samson's hair. In this way, she made Samson weak, and his strength left him. Then Delilah called out to him.
Samson, the Philistine men are going to capture you.
He woke up and thought,
I will escape as I did before and free myself.
but Samson did not know that the Lord had left him. The Philistine men captured Samson. They poked out his eyes and took him down to the city of Gaza. Then they put chains on him to keep him from running away. They put him in prison and made him work grinding grain. But his hair began to grow again. The Philistine rulers came together to celebrate. They were going to offer a great sacrifice to their god, Dagon. They said, "Our God helped us defeat Samson, our enemy." When the Philistines saw Samson, they praised their God.
This man ruined our land and killed many of our people, but our God helped us, and we defeated our enemy.
The people were having a good time at the celebration, so they said, "Bring Samson out! We want to make fun of him!" So they brought Samson from the prison and made fun of him. They made him stand between the pillars in the temple of the god Dagon. A servant was holding his hand. Samson said to him,
Put me where I can feel the pillars that hold up this temple. I want to lean against them.
The temple was crowded with men and women. All the Philistine rulers were there. There were about 3,000 men and women on the roof of the temple. They were laughing and making fun of Samson. Then Samson said a prayer to the Lord.
Lord God, remember me. God, please give me strength one more time. Let me do this one thing to punish these Philistines for tearing out both of my eyes.
Then Samson took hold of the 2 center pillars that supported the whole temple. He braced himself between the 2 pillars. One pillar was at his right side and the other at his left side. Samson said,
Let me die with these Philistines.
Then he pushed as hard as he could, and the temple fell on the rulers and everyone in it. So Samson killed many more Philistines when he died than when he was alive. Judges chapter 17. Micah's idols. There was a man named Micah who lived in the hill country of Ephraim. Micah said to his mother. "You remember that someone stole 1,100 pieces of silver from you. I heard you say a curse about that. Well, I have the silver. I took it." His mother sighed.
The Lord bless you, my son.
Micah gave the 1,100 pieces of silver back to his mother.
I will give this silver as a special gift to the Lord. I will give it to my son so that he can make a statue and cover it with the silver. So now, son, I give this silver back to you.
But Micah gave the silver back to his mother. So she took 200 pieces of the silver and gave them to a silversmith. He used the silver to make a statue covered with silver. The statue was put in Micah's house. Micah had a temple for worshiping idols. He made an ephod, some house idols. Then Micah chose one of his sons to be his priest. He did this because at that time, the Israelites did not have a king. So everyone did whatever they thought was right. There was a young man who was a Levite from the city of Bethlehem in Judah. He had been living among the tribe of Judah. He left Bethlehem to look for another place to live. As he was traveling, he came to Micah's house in the hill country of the land of Ephraim. Micah asked him, "Where have you come from?" The young man answered,
I am a Levite from the city of Bethlehem in Judah. I am looking for a place to live.
And Micah said to him, "Live with me. You can advise me like a father and be my priest. I'll give you 10 pieces of silver each year. I will also give you clothes and food." The Levite did what Micah asked. The young Levite agreed to live with Micah. He became as dear to Micah as one of his own sons. Micah chose him to be his priest, and the young man lived in Micah's house. And Micah said, "Now I know that the Lord will be good to me. I know this because I have a man from the tribe of Levi to be my priest." John chapter 7, verse 45 to chapter 8, verse 11. The temple police went back to the leading priests and the Pharisees. The priests and the Pharisees asked,
Why didn't you bring Jesus?
The temple police answered, "We have never heard anyone say such amazing things." The Pharisees answered,
So he has fooled you too. You don't see any of the leaders or any of us Pharisees believing in him, do you? But those people out there know nothing about the law. They're under God's curse.
But Nicodemus was there in that group. He was the one who had gone to see Jesus before. And he said,
Allah will not let us judge anyone without first hearing them and finding out what they have done.
The Jewish leaders answered,
You must be from Galilee too. Study the scriptures. You'll find nothing about a prophet coming from Galilee.
Then they all left and went home. But Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. Early the next morning, he went back to the temple area. The people all came to him, and he sat down and began to teach them. The teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought a woman they had caught in bed with a man who was not her husband. They forced her to stand in front of the people. They said to Jesus,
Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. The law of Moses commands us to stone to death any such woman. What do you say we should do?
They were saying this to trick Jesus. They wanted to catch him saying something wrong that they could use as a charge against him. But Jesus stooped down and started writing on the ground with his finger. They continued to ask him their question, so he stood up and said, Anyone here who has never sinned should throw the first stone at me. Then Jesus stooped down again and wrote on the ground. When they heard this, they began to leave, one by one. The older men left first, and then the others. Jesus was left alone with the woman standing there in front of him. He looked up again and said to her, Where did they all go? Did no one judge you guilty?" She answered,
No one, sir.
Then Jesus said, "I don't judge you either. You can go now. Don't go back to your life of sin." Psalm 60, verses 1 through 4. For the music director, to the tune, Lily of the Agreement, a Miktam of David for teaching, written after David fought the Arameans of northern Mesopotamia, and Joab turned back and defeated 12,000 Edomite soldiers at Salt Valley. God, you were angry with us. You rejected us and destroyed our defenses. Please make us strong again. You shook the earth and split it open. It is falling apart like a broken wall. Please put it back together. You have given your people many troubles. We are dizzy from the bitter wine you have given us to drink. Raise up a flag to show those who serve you where to gather to escape the enemy's attack. Salah. Thank you, everyone. That was day 133. Join us for day 134. The tribe of Dan captures the city of Laish, and Micah's silver idol turns out to be a very big problem when 600 men from the tribe of Dan stand at the door to take it. And then you'll hear the tragic story of a Levite and his woman servant in the city of Gibeah. And in the book of John, Jesus is the light of the world. But some people don't understand Jesus. But he is very clear that he belongs in the world above and that his Father is the one who sent him here. We hope you enjoyed today's verses. Be sure to leave us a positive review and to share this podcast with your friends and family. Please join us for the next episode as we experience the Bible in 1 year.
Did you know we offer online courses in creative writing, literature, and web design? Visit us at storymaster.online to learn more.